What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Ash Brown. Yeah, so we're still living a bit of a pandemic living. Today, we go into a new moon, a solar eclipse, new energy, new vibrations, trying to maintain that positive, good energy. And a lot of stuff that comes with cultivating that positive energy is you got to release the negative. More times than none, the negative isn't coming from you. The negative's coming from somebody in your circle. Somebody that is in the group, they're in the midst of you, and they start to just be toxic. And let this pandemic show you, don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid of who you are. Don't be afraid to go over and get whatever it is that you want to accomplish. Go and get that goal. Go and do it. Because I guarantee you, those same people that are hating on you or criticizing you and saying all kind of crazy stuff about you, they doing what the hell they want to do. I guarantee you they doing what they want to do. It took me a long time to get to a place of understanding that some people are just not meant to be in your life. They're just not. Whenever you're up, they bring you down. And they want you to stay in that miserable place with them. I refuse. I absolutely refuse to stay in a negative mind space. It's counterproductive. It does nothing for me. It does not change my situation whatsoever. People that complain, people that complain, I got nothing for them. Absolutely nothing for them. I just keep speaking life, speaking newness, speaking goodness, speaking kindness. Kindness, like I don't even understand how some people survive so long in this world with all these good people around them. How do they survive without extending a kind word to someone? To me, that's kind of sad. It's definitely kind of sad, but that has nothing to do with me. That's neither here nor there. I spent way too many years, you guys, just catering to people, being a people pleaser. And a lot of people surrounded me when I went through my mom's passing, and a lot of those people surrounded me for the wrong reasons. And I think a part of me recognized that it was the wrong reasons, but I kept making up excuses for them. Oh, well, they're going through this, they're going through that, and oh, they got this going on, and oh, this just popped up for them. You know, they're just dealing with a whole bunch of stuff, so that's why they can't support me. That's why they can't be there for me. That's why they can't. But every time they have an emergency or something, they hit you up. I can't tell you how many times I've picked up people from bus stops, how many times I've helped to furnish people's homes, how many times I've fed families, I've clothed children. The list goes on and on. I say that not to brag. I'm not putting it out there like, oh, look what I did for all these people. Look what I did. Look what I did. No, I do that to remind myself, regardless of how good intention my deeds were for them, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. It would never be enough. When greed is there and people are toxic, a lot of times they don't even realize that they're toxic. A lot of the times you have to recognize it for yourself and then decide, am I going to continue communicating with a person that is hell bent on being negative, being toxic, woe is me mentality? Nothing good ever happens to me. Everything bad always happened to me. Nobody loves me. Nobody want to help me in my business. Nobody want to help me. No, help your damn self. I am so tired. I'm so tired of hearing people complain about, oh, well, this didn't work out because this person didn't come through for me. That didn't work out because that person didn't come through. You're supposed to come through for yourself. All right? Point blank, period. When I started Ash Said It, I was dating somebody that discouraged the idea. He said it was stupid. He was like, you need to figure out something else. Go back to the drawing board. And while he was saying that stuff, I said, why is this person that's supposed to love me, this person that's supposed to really have my back, why is he being so negative? A lot of people will see the light within you before you see it yourself. They don't want to see that shine. They don't want to see you. Why? Because that means that they're not shining. Now, it doesn't mean that they don't have the capability to shine, but they don't want to see you shine because it reminds them that their shine is not, it's not yet revealed yet. For whatever reason. And I'm fortunate enough to, and God's willing, in a couple years, I will reach that 40 mark, which is a blessing within itself. I am so blessed. I am so thankful. And I'm looking forward to the future. There's a lot of amazing things that have aligned themselves for me, and I can't do anything but say thank you and to be grateful and to continue to pour and to see, even though I helped a lot of people that seemingly weren't deserving of it, I'm hoping that whatever it is that I sprinkled on their life, that it helped to eventually make them a better person. Or that kind act was a blessing to them in that moment. That's it. I don't get angry anymore. The passing of my mother transformed me into a completely different person. I will never be the same person that I was when she was living. And that's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to grow. You're supposed to become a bigger, a better person. But it takes a lot. It takes a lot for you to really move into your purpose. And I'm just in a place now where I don't have time for the foolishness. I don't have time for people that don't want to do good for themselves. Because if they don't have motivation for themselves to do better, they're not going to help you. They'll put on the biggest show. They will put on the big show, but they're not going to help you. And you need to understand that first and foremost before anything else transpired. Understand they're not there to help you at all. So I say that to say, just keep pushing forward. This pandemic has taught us a lot about slowing down, enjoying the roses, and self-care. In the midst of all this chaos that's happened, I have absolutely found my peace. And there is no price tag that anybody can put on that for me. I've never had peace like this in my life. It's absolutely, it's crazy to think that way, but I really haven't. And now that I found it, I'm maintaining it. Ain't nobody finna interrupt this peace. No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that at all. So I say that to say, find your peace. Whatever that may be for you. Whatever that means for you. Find your peace. Do good things. Put good energy out into the world. Even when the world shuns you, even when the world slams a door in your face, you're going to be hurt in that moment. Dust yourself off. Keep going. Because that's the only thing that's pulled me through so many situations, so many stipulations. Like, there were times where I was at my lowest and the people that I thought had my back didn't. The people I thought I could depend on, I couldn't. And it took me getting to the lowest of lowest, low phases in life for me to really appreciate and understand that I have to pull myself up. I can't depend or expect anyone else to pull me up and build me back up to what I need to be, or build me into what I need to be. I got to do that on my own. Personal development, it starts with you. A lot of people in the Black community, especially the older generation, they don't like to talk about mental health. They don't like to talk about counseling. They don't like to talk about therapy, because, you know, there ain't nothing wrong with me. I ain't about to do that. That's a crazy people. No. It's for people that want to do better for themselves. It's for people that want to actually work at being the best version of themselves that they can be. When my mom passed and I was in basic training, I just kept having breakdowns. I had never in my life had a mental breakdown before. It was scary. I can't even fully describe it to you, but I just kept crying. Every minute I just crying. And they were just telling me, "Brown, go to the motherfucking Jacqueline. Go to the chaplain. Brown, get out of here." And they would send me to go. And I would sit and cry and talk with the chaplain. I will say this. Therapy, counseling is a good first step, but it doesn't replace the work that you have to do on yourself. See, a lot of people, and it was myself included, I spent a lot of years after my mom's passing hurt, not understanding the grieving process, masking the grieving process, until one day it boiled over in the most embarrassing way. So maybe 2 or 3 years had gone on after my mom had passed, and I started to do MC work. I started hosting events. I started being a wedding officiant and things of that nature. And so I was hosting a brunch one day, and everything was good. Everything was cool. And just literally out of nowhere, I started hysterically crying. And it shocked me and it scared me. It scared the guest. I'm sitting up here boo-hooing. You know, I'm supposed to be cracking jokes and introducing people to the doggone, the podium. And I am absolutely lost. I'm lost. I'm at a loss for words. And I had an aunt, Aunt Marie, in Rhode Island, New York. Yes. Hey, Auntie Ann. I know she probably listening. You and Uncle Frank, I love y'all. Thank you for sharing on my podcast. I appreciate it. But she would always call me every week. And I forget, she would call me every week, and she would, "Hey, Ashley, how are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, Auntie Ann, I'm doing great. Everything is wonderful." She said, "Ashley, you need to go talk to somebody. You need to go see somebody." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm good. I'm good." And then she called me that following week, and I told her that I had a breakdown, and she was like, "I was afraid that something like that was going to happen for you." And it was at that point that I realized that I needed to go and get help and seek help. And while it was very insightful, it was an aid, it was a tool, I still had to do the work on myself. So don't look at therapy, don't look at counseling as always an end all be all and everything's finished and everything's wonderful. No, you still got to do the work. You still got to do the work. So I know I've kind of rambled on a little bit extra today, but it was on my spirit to say this, and I just appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting Ash Said It and everything of that nature. So this is definitely a different field show. Definitely going to be a lot more raw, a lot more open. This is a lot more personal than the Ash Said It Daily podcast show. This is another outlet for me. It gives me the ability to use my voice. It's my most powerful instrument. And that's the story. So I hope that you guys are having a great Monday. It's a new moon, solar eclipse, all that good stuff. Some good energy coming. Yes, we claiming it. Yes. Good energy. I love y'all. Thank you so very much for loving on me all these years. Thank you for supporting me. And the best is yet to come. We claiming it. 2020 was one heck of a year, but 2021 is going to be a little bit better. I can feel it. It's going to be a little bit better. We may not necessarily get back to quote unquote normal, but it's definitely going to be a better year than what we had to deal with this year. So I love y'all. Deuces.